I've been challenged by Bluetti to go travelling and live completely off-grid. And that is using their AC200L model, which delivers 2,400 watts of power and has a capacity of 2,048 watt-hours. So I've loaded my already there zombie apocalypse truck with a massive 7-metre yurt tent. We've got a fridge freezer. We're going to cook meals in a microwave oven, boil a kettle for our tea, and a diesel heater to keep us nice and toasty. As always, my reviews are objective. So let's see how good Bluetti products really are. And FYI, this is probably the greenest truck you've ever seen. In every sense of the word. I mean, how many other trucks do you know actually create oxygen? I mean, there's not many trucks out there that supports its own ecosystem or even provide habitat for the endangered insect population. These ladybirds are a gardener's best friend. And because it's old, I can literally run it off vegetables. Just to pop down to the local fish and chippy, pick up the old vegetable oil, and then process it into biodiesel. And if you don't like that, rest assured this is slowly turning into a Cybertruck. I've been fixing all the holes with stainless steel. And I firmly believe that the make, do and mend culture is better than buying new. But noted, I could look after this girl a bit better. Right then. First thing I want to do is turn this thing on. And hopefully you can see that. I've got 55% power. So if I take it to the side here, you can see I've got a connection that leads to a car charger. Let's turn the old girl on. And hopefully you can see that, but we've got 98 watts of input. And it's saying we're going to be fully charged in 11 hours and 2 minutes. So that makes sense. 100 watts divided into 2,000 watt hours. We're roughly half filled, so we've got 1,000 watt hours to go. See how much I can fill it today just by driving. Right, I really need to make a shimmy on now because light is fading and I still haven't put my tent up yet. Come on, I can't believe it started raining already. How you doing, girl? You gonna have enough juice in you for my dinner tonight? Go. Here we are. I've arrived at my undisclosed location. Anyway, let's get unpacking. Right, so we haven't gone very far, but we've gone up to 56%, so 1%. Attached into the same DC socket, I've got a cable that leads to a solar panel. You can see I've just laid it south-facing like that. This is a 200-watt solar panel, and it's currently feeding nothing into the battery. You actually have to generate over a certain amount of watts before it starts charging. And this is just typical autumn weather. It's not even winter yet. So we've just finished erecting the tent. Let's get some power inside, put some lights on. Right, I'm inside the tent. Now let's plug in some lights. So that looks fantastic. This, by the way, is a 7-metre bell tent that I got from Vevor. I'm actually doing a separate video that's dedicated to this tent, but if it spikes your interest, there's a link in the description with discounts. First things first, let's get the rest of the equipment over. So then I've got my fridge freezer, and on top of that I've got my microwave. It might seem ridiculous having this thing, but trust me, I'm going to surprise you. Now next to all this, I've got a big fold-away table, and the best place to put this is just under the table here. The fridge cable doesn't go very far. Question is, does the microwave cable reach? No. I'll have to go just here then. Right, so you'll notice we've dropped down to 41%. And that's because I've been busy getting other stuff sorted for a while. So with my camera equipment and my lights on, we've dropped by nearly 15%. But right now, we've got a draw of 82 watts. That's both the lights and the fridge freezer going. And when the fridge freezer reaches its optimum temperature, it'll then start switching off. But at the moment, we've only got 7.4 hours of runtime. Of course, the first thing I'm doing is making a cup of tea. So I've brought a kettle also. To get maximum efficiency, I'm only going to use 1 cup full of water. That way there's no wasted energy boiling anything other than what I'm going to drink. Right, let's switch her on. Right, so we're now using a full 2,000 watts of energy. And at this rate, it says I've only got 30 minutes of use. So the question is, can I have a cup of tea and cook my dinner and have the diesel heater running later? There you go, done. Capacity is now dropped down to 35%. I can't be camping without a brew though. I'm going to stir 3 times and then squeeze it kind of guy. There we are. Ready to fight another war. So how about dinner then? I think I've decided to make some fajitas. So to build it, I'm going to put on my fajita. I'm going to layer in a little bit of salsa. Now I've got some pre-cooked chicken, bit of Mexican spice mix, some grated cheddar, and I actually fancied a little bit of mozzarella. And I also like a sprinkle of Celtic salt. There's a lot of excellent goodness in Celtic salt. All right, fold him up. We'll pop it in the microwave. I think we'll just nuke it for 30 seconds. So we're drawing 1,500 watts. Out you come. Yummy. Right, so all that was really doing is reheating something that was already cooked. But what I intend to do is try a load of recipes that can be cooked in the microwave. And here's something about microwaves you probably didn't know. Using them is in fact the most efficient way of cooking using electricity. The frequency of the electrons excites water molecules, and so it's literally just cooking your food and nothing else. Not only that, but because of the speed in which it cooks, you're getting the most nutrition retention. Now, it used to be my thoughts that microwaves got rid of nutrition. But no, it's in fact only things that are cooked for long periods of time that lose their nutrition. So providing you're not overheating something, a microwave probably is one of the most healthiest and most efficient ways of cooking. But obviously it's got its limitations. I've not found anything that will sear a beautiful steak better than an open fire. And at a later point, I could definitely fit a wood stove in here and cook on it. But for the sake of this video, we're just going electric. Tell you what, that is lovely. Right, it's starting to get chilly, hence why I've got this nice fluffy coat on. The thermometer says it's only 10 degrees Celsius, so I've just plugged in my diesel heater. What's worrying though is I've only got 15% power left. I have a feeling it's going to be a bit of a cold night. So for whatever reason, I can't get the diesel heater to work. I think with the length of cable I have, there's too much of a voltage drop. So it might be 12 volts coming out here, but by the time it gets to the heater, it might only be like 10 or 11 volts. So I think what it could really do with is a 240 volt transformer. Also, I'm noticing how the little light is flashing on and off here. It's like it's not quite a secure connection in there. It would be better if it had an XT60 connection. Those deliver at least 25 amps, which is a bit better. All right, so I've got 13% juice left. That might just be enough for me to get some editing done before I go to sleep. And then in the morning, I need to figure out how we're going to charge this up again, because I doubt there's going to be any sunshine. So I am totally going to bed fully clothed. Now, something that is quite cool is Bluetti's app. It gives me lots of data of what's being used and how much power's left, but the best bit is I can use it as an on and off switch. So then, good night, everyone. So needless to say, I was extremely cold last night, and so we are now left with just 1% left. So today, I need to figure out why that wasn't working. And I'll set up this solar panel, but looking at the sky, I have my doubts whether it'll do anything. It's got little drop-down legs on the back, and I can adjust the angle. At the moment I'm set on 45 degrees, but there's no sun to point it to. I'll have to see if the cable's long enough to reach the battery. Bluetti's got some different connectors to the others, which I guess means if one of these cables fail, you have to buy from Bluetti. It won't take anything off the shelf. Now it should charge automatically, but the DC input still says nothing. That icon up there though shows that it is connected to a solar panel. So if I want a movie night with the kids, I'm gonna have to introduce some fossil fuels into the mix. So we finally got a sliver of sunshine for me to highlight this week's competition. Now I've decided I'm actually going to keep this model to test against the competition, where I'll make them go head to head to test who's got the best capacity and whether the readouts are accurate or not. But Bluetti have agreed that I can give this model to you. This is the Bluetti AC200 300 watt and 204 watt hour capacity. It's a cute and lightweight battery, and to make it worth having, I've thrown in the 200 watt solar panels as well. So these can both be yours for £5 sterling. The competition is hosted by Raffles in the UK. Anyone can join this competition from any part of the world. It is free international shipping and approved by YouTube. And so well done to Joshua for winning the Laser Pecker 4 and David for winning the SD4050 Pro 10-in-1 welder. And thank you everyone who takes part in the competitions. It is because of you that I'm able to give objective reviews. So let's find out what's wrong with it. Right, I've just come back and it's getting dark again. Managed to fix the diesel heater. You can check out the drama of that on that video. But some of you might recognise this old girl. I used this in my wood gasification video, turning any old bit of wood into electricity. Anyway, I've got a gas conversion kit for this, so it should work a lot better this time. And version 2 is coming along really nicely. Just I'm distracted with all these projects first before I release that video. But you know what to do. Subscribe if you want to see more. So let's get this set up and see how long the battery takes to charge. So I'll be curious to see if these solar panels have done anything. But I'm hoping the battery will only take like a couple of hours to charge fully, because having this going all the time is obviously really loud. And as I suspected, absolutely nothing. So I'll pack down the solar panel and get the generator turned on. Alright, so we've got 1,200 watts coming in and says it will be charged in roughly 2 hours. And I love it that I can see what's going on through the app. And what we should be able to do is still use the battery whilst it's charging. Let's try it. Lovely, that's what I want to see. Now, out of interest, if I click on options, we've got different charge modes. Let's have a go at turbo. So you might be able to hear the generator noise has changed. We're now drawing 2.2 kilowatts. And now it says we'll be fully charged in just an hour. So I was also given this carbon monoxide alarm. And so I put it up high, which is what you're meant to do. Now a petrol generator makes a lot of carbon monoxide. So how about we take this outside and test it? There you go, it is actually bleeping, and it peaked at about 700 parts per million. That is why you never have a generator inside a house. So that makes me think, point the exhaust away from the entrance. So we're on 99%, and we're there. There we go. Certainly couldn't have that racket on when watching a movie. What was interesting though is as it approached that last 1%, the watts it was drawing was decreasing ever so slightly. It went down to 850 watts, then to 410 watts. And frustratingly, that last 1% took 20 minutes to get there. But the rest of it filled up really quick. So my family's gonna get here in 10 minutes. I need to quickly get everything prepared for movie night. So we're now down to 94%, and we're drawing 292 watts. That's with the blower and the diesel heater and the lights going. There you go, kids will sit on that. So still at 93%, and again with the diesel heater and lights, we've now dropped to 86 watts. So you notice in case of a fire, I've got a powder fire extinguisher. It's good for fuels and electrical fires. See if we can get this projector to work. What on earth is this doing in here? What does it look like with the lights off? Yep, enough of that. I think we're ready. If that don't make them cosy, I don't know what will. And I think they're here. Are you ready? Come on in.
This is big. This gives me my back. Oh, there's even a fridge. Can I live here? Why is it so big in here?
Isn't it cool?
I feel like it's bigger than our house.
Where's Mummy? Right, who's ready for a movie then?
Can I watch?
Right, the sound isn't very loud, okay? I think upgrading the projector and the speaker system will be my next endeavour. Right, who wants hot chocolate?
Yes, please.
Who wants hot chocolate? I'm kind of maxing out my plug sockets. Currently drawing 1.6 kilowatts. Oh, do you know what? I don't think I packed a spoon.
Fold the foil into a little shovel.
So you're the engineer. I know I married you for a reason. Right, who wants marshmallows? Do you want some, son?
Yeah.
Would you like a cup of tea, my love? I think I've given the kids the big mugs. You can have the big mug, I'll have a little one. So I'm going to try just warming the water up in the microwave. I wonder if that's better than using the kettle. Yeah, sure you can. It's toasty, isn't it, with the diesel heater? Yeah, my love.
Thank you so much.
Right, shall I make some popcorn? Shall I make some popcorn?
Yeah!
Let's turn the popcorn on. Jumped up to 1.3 kilowatts. Oh, they're going everywhere. Gone down to 75%. That's within an hour. Yeah, guys, share that between yourselves. Would you like some?
Thank you.
Remember, sharing's caring. That's what brothers and sisters do. All right, let me scooch on in here. Who's winning?
The bad guy.
It's actually really comfortable to watch a screen like this. I'll tell you what, it's getting hot now, isn't it? What do you think of the movie? Stealing him from me. You want a cup of tea? Alright, come in. I'm gonna steal you back now. Ah, mine. We don't like Barbie movies, do we? No. We like Lord of the Rings, don't we? Yes.
Oh, I love it so much.
I'm so glad.
I love it so much. Not as much as I love you.
You know, Daddy called out.
You've got loads of room for doing that, haven't you? I feel like I'm at the circus.
I know. Look, we are.
People pay top money for this. Oh, there we go. Movie's finished.
No, we have to be silent until the end of the credits.
Is that right? Ah! Oh! Come on, out you get. Clear off.
Are you gonna come with us?
Yes, I'm coming. Well, I think they all had a really good time. I like making my little people happy. So the whole session lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes. We used 45% of our battery. So you can hear the diesel heater running at the moment. That's kept the temperature at a constant 15 degrees Celsius. But it's running at full blast and it's a little bit loud. In fact, I think I'm going to turn it off. There we go. So I think the Bluetti handled an event like this really well. The power system is completely silent. I didn't hear a whisper from it. Unlike the generator, which is really loud. But the excellent part there is how quickly it could recharge. Running the generator for an hour in the morning is not a big issue. But maybe I should point out a few things I'm not so keen on. Something I found a bit of a challenge is the way they've orientated the plugs. For a start, they're all very close together. And these flaps seem to be in the way, like they're almost pushing the sockets back out again. And putting a larger plug with like an RCD switch on it just won't fit. Now for some reason I find the display quite hard to read and I don't think it's that accurate. For example, we've got lights on which are definitely drawing power, but interestingly the display and on the app it's saying it's not drawing anything, and yet it's still telling me it's got 18 hours remaining. Well, that's only applicable if we're drawing on the battery. I'm also not convinced with their 12-volt car plug. The diesel heater was working absolutely fine on the A3, but on this Bluetti version, it just wasn't getting enough power. Interestingly, below it, there is a 48-volt plug. I'm not entirely sure what that's for, probably for charging an e-bike. So as of today, this system is 1,400 quid. There will be discounts in the description, and with it, they're giving a 5-year warranty, and it weighs 28 kilograms. So it's definitely not the lightest of things to take traveling. But unless you've got a silent generator, you wouldn't be able to have an evening like I've had without one. So is it worth 1,400 quid? I'll be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, why not like and subscribe? I'll catch up with you in the next videos, where I explain exactly what I'm going to do with this tent, and whether diesel heaters are any good for hot tenting. So happy forging, a life worth living, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.